Sizi şu an görebiliyorum.
Evet.
Güzel. Evet, çok enteresan bir yapı var. Şu duvarın
There are people braver and more adventurous than me who are inspired by mysteries and skilled in diving, caving, climbing and exploring look for these things and find them. They go to places no one else goes and find things that few people have ever seen. Often they remain unseen by human eyes for decades, centuries or millennia.
Bir de görüldüğü gibi biraz daha daralıyor. Sürünerek gideceğiz. İnşallah bir yere sıkışıp kalmayız.
bakın burada çok kısa mesafelerde aydınlatma yerleri var.
This team are our historical eyes, firing both our imagination and extending our historical knowledge.
Çok uzun ve zorlu bir tünelden geçtik. Tünelin içinde ilerlemek mümkün değil. Tamamen sürünmek zorunda kalıyorsunuz. Yaklaşık şu an 100 metre kadar içeriden sürünerek geldik. Ama gerçekten korkunç mu? Evet, çok korkunç. Buranın sonu nereye gidecek biz de bilmiyoruz. Umut ediyoruz ki tekrar buradan geri çıkabilelim.
İçinde ilikler var, kurumuş.
Here is a taste of their activities and what they have seen.
Dişi andıran bir yapısı var.
Yani önce o kemik değil, diş.
Azı dişi gibi ama yani inanılmaz büyük. Bir parça bunlar. Nasıl
bir dakika.
Onlar diş.
Bir dakika çocuklar, durun. Bence hiç yorum yapmayın. Çünkü bir dakika, bu normal bir şey değil.
Eskişehir is a modern university city with an active life above ground. Below ground, as the name suggests, it's an old city. There is a hidden world, a past world, a mostly undiscovered world. There is a city of the dead, a city of bones, a necropolis. Hard to find, hard to explore, wonderful to see.
Şu an ilerlediğimiz yerlerde ayakta durabiliyoruz. Bazı yerler eğilerek geçiyoruz ama daha rahat bir bölgeye geldik.
Here, many civilizations have left their remains, and we can still find their footprints. Alexander the Great passed this way. Many important battles have taken place here over thousands of years. There are gold and mineral reserves, the soil is fertile, the land is rich. It is desirable territory over which peoples were destined to fight. The caves originally housed tombs and later gold workings.
Dikkatimizi çeken şeyler şunlar oldu. Bunların tamamen doğal oluşum olması imkansız gibi. Çünkü belirli aralıklarda ve sanki ölçü varmış gibi. Bu da muhtemelen çok eski devirlerde buranın taşlarla bir set oluşturduğu, daha sonra da havuzun yani akarsuyun etkisiyle bu kireç taşlarının oluştuğu gibi bir izlenim oluşturuyor bizde.
There is evidence of religious rite, ritual and sacrifice. There are chambers with what appear to be altars. But these chambers are also rich and radiant with stalactites and stalagmites, growing from every surface. There are new worlds, or should I say old worlds, to be discovered here. The crystalline growths both preserve and cover the remaining artefacts.
Bütün yollara serpilmiş. Bütün yollara iskeletler serpilmiş. Her taraf, her taraf. İnanılmaz. Korkunç. Korkunç bir yer. Evet, yeni. Aşağıya doğru inen bir dehliz var. Ve şu an geçmiş olduğum bütün her taraf iskeletlerle dolu. Evet, mağaranın dar bölgelerinden.
Nearly 40 years ago, a plane crashed into the Sea of Marmara on its way to Istanbul airport. Why is a mystery. Where it came to rest was, until recently, also a mystery.
My name is Diana Atabey, and in 1969 I married Sea Captain Süreyya Atabey. Bursa uçak fell into the Marmara Sea after the lights at the airport failed, and that plane fell into the sea, and that is where we start, I think, telling my story.
Now it has been located, and answers to the unanswered questions might be found.
After the accident, you can expect that the great thing I lived was a tremendous grief, a great, terribly unhappy grief. My children had lost their father. I was a foreigner, English, living in Turkey. I had no security or anything of any kind. I had no parents-in-law. And I kept hearing this word, kader. And this, although I didn't speak much Turkish, this really upset me, because I do not think that God planned for the Bursa uçak to fall into the sea. I think this has to be an unfortunate accident, a mistake on somebody's part, be it the Maker Fokker that it stalled, be it somebody in Turkish Airlines. I'm not looking for anyone to blame, but it is international practice to have an inquiry after such a crash, to see why it happened, to give, shall we say, a value to the dead people that their families are owed. I just want, as I'm sure many of the families want, on behalf of myself, my two sons, who are as much a victim of this as was their father. They grew up without a father. For them, for all the families, for all those children of those families, we deserve two things: truth and respect. And these things have not happened.
What we have seen are all finds, not historical or archaeological conclusions. They are evidence for inquiry, material for research.
We can never close the file on the death of our husbands, fathers, because we've never had their names written on any wall.
the work of historical understanding goes on, but it will be enriched and possibly challenged by these discoveries.
Never had, certainly from my point of view, any ceremony to mark their death. We have had no show, I have received no show of any respect from Turkish Airlines.
Understanding the past is a cooperative activity, with scholars cooperating with divers and professors with potholing explorers.
Truth and respect is what we want.